WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. The NBA trade deadline has passed, and there were some shocking moves. Here to discuss the trades is Bijan Pulley, Jason Hook, J.J. Woods, and Javar James. The biggest domino in the NBA world was the waiting of the fall for the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And we're going to step into the role of the GM of the Bucks and play a little game. Would you have traded Giannis at the deadline, or would you have waited to trade him at the summer? And I'll start with you, Bijan.
I'm waiting to trade Giannis this summer because it's better that way because there'll be a better knowing of what teams that are actually interested in Giannis, what their draft pick situation is looking like that they're going to give to Milwaukee, and their cap situation. Because you got to keep in mind, after next season, Giannis has a player option that he's going to decline, so he's going to be due for an extension.
Gerard, what are your opinions here on the Greek freak?
You got to get rid of him. What are you doing? You're not even winning. No, the season's over for the Bucks. Get rid of him. And if I was the Bucks, I would have traded for Kuminga. And restart. Just go ahead and get the rebuild started now, and let's just get this thing. Cause what they got over? Dennis, is he still there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Get rid of him. Come on, man. Trade him.
Jason?
I say they should have waited for the offseason, and sure, his value is going to deplenish as the season goes on, as we reach the offseason. But when it comes to maximizing his value, despite it going down, they are going to be able to get more players in return. And we've seen with players like Trae Young, players like Luka Doncic, they're not getting many picks in return. Giannis is not going to get 4 picks in return. He might not get 3, but he'll get a ton of players in return if they trade him in the offseason.
He would have got that during what do you mean? He would have got it during the trade deadline.
It depends on the
He's not even
team.
playing right now.
If it was the Warriors who have really just Podziemski and Kuminga to trade to Milwaukee, he would have maybe gotten 3 picks. But if he was traded to a team that has more player assets than picks, he's only getting 2.
2?
Remember the Luka Doncic trade where he only got 1 pick in return?
That was a special situation.
What do you mean? That's
There's
Luka
always
to
gonna be
AD.
special situations.
What?
Luka for AD and 1 pick. There's no other team.
Come
No
on
teams
now.
are doing that trade for Giannis.
Let's not use a special occasion because Nico is an idiot.
Yeah, and just because Nico was an idiot to get rid of Luka in his prime and 1 pick.
Giannis is still in his prime. Don't look at me like that.
Giannis in his prime.
He's still in his prime.
He's gonna win. Giannis gonna win you another
He
championship.
hasn't lost a step.
He's been hurt. So you're telling me Giannis?
He looks like the same Greek freak we've seen since 2021, since before that, since he won the MVP.
So you're telling me Giannis can go somewhere and win another championship?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's still in his prime as a player.
And he's commanding how many picks?
I'd
2?
say, yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. He's gonna get a second, a third, and I give a 5th.
2 first
for him.
rounds. 2 first rounds.
I am not giving 2 first rounds for
That's
Giannis.
what I just said.
I said again, a second, a third, and a 5th.
Those do not exist in basketball. It's just first and second rounders.
Whatever. I'm still not giving up. I'm still giving up more picks than for Giannis that I would. Come on, man.
I would give up 2 first round picks for
I
Giannis.
am not giving up 2 firsts for Giannis.
I'll get into this later, but I think that he does not have the versatility to command more than 2 picks, maybe 3, in the first round. Sure, you can throw in a bunch of second rounders. You can throw in players like Kuminga, Podziemski, even Draymond Green if you want to. But
No. All right. No. I'm definitely not giving up a Draymond. You gonna trade Draymond to? Draymond gonna go to Milwaukee and get kicked out of every game.
he's almost getting kicked out of every game in Golden State.
He fits better in Golden State.
Of course he does. He has nowhere else to go.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, I got to move on. JJ, we'll swing it to you. What is your opinions here on the Greek freak?
They should have just traded him, man. They should have traded him before the deadline. They're 12th in the East right now. You're 15-15 when Giannis plays on the court. I mean, just get rid of him. Go into this offseason and worry about what you got to do to build this team for the future, because Giannis is not going to be there in the future. So what's the point of having him there now? So then in the offseason, now that's the only questions you're going to have. You're going to have to answer in the offseason, where's Giannis going? Where's Giannis going? Instead, you should have just traded him now and then be done with it and then worry about what you're going to do in the future for the offseason, because right now they're worried about the future.
Heading into the trade deadline, it was on nobody's bingo card that James Harden would be traded. But as of right now, the Beard will be taking his talents to Cleveland in return for Darius Garland. JJ, I'll swing it back to you. Do you think this was the right move for the Cavs or too much of a panic move?
This is definitely the right move for the Cavs, man. This is definitely the right move. I mean, the East is wide open. The Cavaliers are right now currently 4th in the East. I mean, Detroit Pistons are the number 1 seed. You got the Knicks there. You got the Celtics, but the East is wide open. This is the best chance for the Cavs to have if they want to win a championship. They should have won it last year. They didn't. They disappointed. Now you got James Harden. This is the best shot that they have to win the East.
Jason, the bearded bandit is moving to Cleveland. What are your thoughts?
I think that they made the right move. The Cleveland Cavaliers got the better player in James Harden. Darius Garland is a great player when he's healthy, and you can say the same thing about James Harden, but I think James Harden just has that step up on Darius Garland, and with the Clippers getting that second-round pick in return, the value of the second-round pick is, getting more and more valuable year by year, but I still think James Harden provides you more value than, say, whatever bench piece you're going to get in that next year's draft, plus Darius Garland, if he even plays within the next 2 weeks in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but you have to remember that James Harden, his play is kind of diminishing. He doesn't really do much anymore.
It is, but he's not falling off as quickly as, say, other players have at his age, and he's not at the top of his game. He's not averaging 40, but he still is one of, the marquee players in the league, even at 37.
Because we all remember when James Harden was showing up to Philly in a fat suit.
Well, yeah.
That was Houston, but
That was
That was
Houston.
That was Houston.
You
That's
wanted
just
out of
my
there so
take.
bad.
Anyway, I'll swing it to you, Gerard.
Y'all brought up quite a few great points, and then he's averaging 25 points. It's the right move for Cleveland. Why? Because they have to compete with the Knicks in the East. Yes, it is wide open, but the top teams right now, the Pistons, the Knicks, and I'm going to say the Cavs. The Cavs, they were first last year in offense. This year, they've dropped off to 4th. Adding Harden, yes, this year they're 4th. Their offense is 4th in the league. Now, this year, adding Harden, you get that extra shot, that shot creator that is going to give Donovan Mitchell that space that he needs to be able to create the shots. And then also, this gives the Cavs a little bit of depth. Why? You can go sit Donovan Mitchell down and you still have James Harden on the court that can create shots. And he's also the best passer on this team. But I still don't think, only thing I don't think this would do is put them over the Knicks.
Yeah, Bijan, was this an overreaction by the Cavs, or do you like this move?
I guess I'm standing by myself. I think the Cavs did overreact. Is Harden better than Garland right now in a vacuum, and it's more likely Harden's available come playoff time? Yes. But I'm not the biggest fan of Harden's fit here. Harden and Donovan Mitchell are both ball-dominant guards that are negatives defensively. And while Garland is also a guard that's on the ball a ton, and is also negative defensively, clearly, he's a way better off-ball player than Harden, because when Harden doesn't have the ball, he's standing at almost half court and barely moving. And yes, the Cavs know they have a 2-year window to get over the mountaintop and win a chip before they have to try to extend Donovan Mitchell and Harden. But you bring in James Harden to help you get over the mountaintop with his shortcomings come playoff time? I don't know. I just don't see it. You traded for a same player in the same archetype as Darius Garland, but a decade older.
In a trade that took the NBA world completely off guard, Memphis traded All-Star and one-time defensive player Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz. Jason, I'll go back to you. Was this trade worth it for the Utah Jazz?
I would say this is worth it for the Utah Jazz. I would even say, as the internet space would say, they fleeced the Grizzlies, because in return, not only did they get Jaren Jackson Jr., they also got Vince Williams off the bench, and the best player that the Utah Jazz had to give up was Kyle Anderson. Walter Clayton has not been able to shoot the three like he did as a Florida Gator, and Georges Niang was immediately waived by Memphis. And Taylor Hendricks, who has been a shell of himself since that rookie year, I think the best asset that they gave up was those 3 picks. And in a league where Mikal Bridges is commanding 4 picks, Desmond Bane is commanding 4 picks, I think 3 picks is not enough for Jaren Jackson Jr. compared to his counterparts.
JJ, I'll go to you. Was this worth it for the Utah Jazz?
I'm going to go with Hooker, and I'm going to say yes, too. But I'm going to look at this on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, the Jazz legit give up over 126 points a game. That's dead last in the league. They're horrible defensively. I mean, Chris Williams and Al Clark could literally go out there and get 10 points. I'm serious when I say that. They're bad.
Together or
yes.
5 and 5?
No, like separately. Might honestly give them 20. Like, that's how bad they are defensively. They cannot guard anybody, but now you got Walker Kessler and Jaren Jackson Jr. in your front court. You're going to be good on defense now. You already have a bucket in Keontae George and Lauri Markkanen. This was a great move from the Jazz, and they're going to be competing next year.
I never thought an Al Clark reference would be mentioned on an NBA segment.
Hey, if Al Clux wants to go out there and get some
He's got that
buckets-
height to him. He's
I mean, he
got
does
that
got the
height.
height. It got me the Chris Williams
got the
reference,
height.
really.
Yeah, Al's like 6'6" about.
Oh.
He can play
Not
center.
6'7".
6'6".
no, okay.
Anyway, Bijan, I'll swing it
God.
to you.
I gotta agree with Jason and JJ. Yes, it was the right move. Let's just keep it a buck. The Jazz are not a team that can get a player of Triple J's caliber in free agency, so they have to do it via the draft or a trade. And they had to use all the cap space they have on somebody. So Triple J is serving as their big free agency signing. Jaren and Walker Kessler become one of the best front courts in the NBA. Laurie, Walker Kessler, and Jaren complement each other well because Laurie and Triple J are both good shooters off the catch. But they need to get some more playmaking because that's neither Jaren, Laurie, or Kessler's strong suit. But I like this for the Jazz. They're finally ready to start being competitive again.
Gerard, I'll swing it to you. What is your inkling with this Utah Jazz trade?
See, why go get a player that now he has to go play even harder? Triple J, as great as he was with defense in in Memphis, and Lord, and we all know Utah needs defensive help. He now has to play that whole down low by himself almost. Now, at least he had help in Memphis. I don't see him having that help in Utah. Now, with the trades, this is what happens. Memphis, they should have got rid of Ja and kept Triple J. But what did they do? They went and got draft picks because they know what's going to happen. This offseason, Ja gone. Ja gone. And they're not going to get anything for him. So go ahead and get your draft picks now and set up your rebuild to start now at the trade deadline because you already know your star player is going to walk for nothing. And so go ahead and start building your team so you don't lose too much. You know you're not going to the playoffs this year. So how about we just start getting it ready for next year?
During the trade deadline, we saw another shocking trade as the Washington Wizards traded for 10-time All-Star and future Hall of Famer Anthony Davis. Gerard, I'll go back to you. What does this trade mean for Washington?
They tired of being a bad team. They tired of it. They tired of being the bottom of the barrel. They tired of being the laughing stock of the NBA. And what did they do? They went out and got some very great veteran talent to help lead that locker room back to the promised land. You got Trae Young. Yes, and he's hurt right now. That's okay. You have Anthony Davis. He's hurt right now, but that's okay. Why? Because they can now rehab and not have the pressure to come back and perform this season. Let's get ready for next year. If I'm Washington, this is how I am. Right? This is how I see it. They are at the bottom of the league this year. Next year, they could actually be at the top.
JJ, I'll go to you.
Be at the top. Never mind. I don't understand what is happening here. I don't know what they're doing. What are the Wizards doing here? I just can't believe this. I mean, okay, look. They got Trae Young. Yeah. Okay, I guess. But Anthony Davis? The man can't handle physical touch. Anytime he gets touched, he's injured. So why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you going to give yourself that headache to throw him out there? He's probably not even going to be out there at the start of the season. He's probably going to be in a walking boot, just walking there because he's injured. The guy never plays basketball. You go out there and you get him for no reason. Like, this team is going to be bad next year, too. They're 3 years away still. They're still 3 years away because their young talent still hasn't developed. You can't tell me the young talent hasn't developed. Trae Young's going to be there to do what? Get empty calories? Like, come on.
I don't know.
I mean, but this is a behind the scenes move because you got Young and AD. Yes, they're not on the court playing, but when they're in the practice facility, what are they doing? They're still teaching these young guys, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson, just to name a few, how to get better. This is something that this team has not had in how long?
Heck, AD might not even be at the practice facility. He might be at home nursing an ankle injury.
I mean, he is wearing 23, so, and no player has wore 23 since when MJ was there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You're not doing that. You did not do that.
Don't use those two in the same breath. Don't use those two in the same
But
breath.
AD is healthy. He is one of the best big men
When
in the
is he
league.
healthy?
Yeah,
When?
he's probably top
When is
5
he
in the
healthy?
league when he's healthy.
When? When is he going to be healthy? Y'all keep
They
saying
call him
when he's
Anthony
healthy.
Data Davis
When
for a
is he
reason.
healthy?
He's playing about 60 games a year, Gerard. Most of the seasons that he's played in the NBA, if you include the years that, if you take into account the years that they said, oh, you can't be eligible for an award if you don't play 65 games, he wouldn't be eligible for an award for about 95% of the seasons he's played in the league.
Okay, Bijan, I'll swing it to you.
Honestly, it's just simple. The Wizards, they're ready to be competitive again. for now going on 3 years now, they've been at the bottom of the East. They're tired of being at the bottom. They're ready to start being competitive again. And trading for AD and also in conjunction with trading Trae Young, it shows us that, hey, this year is not our year. We're still going to tank. We're still going to try to add Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonzer, Cam Boozer. Imagine they get one of those three in addition with the young core that's already there, and you're adding Trae Young and AD healthy next year. That's a big gift with AD, though, I understand. But this Wizards team can at least be a play-in, and if everything breaks right, they could be a top 6 seed in the East.
And we forgetting, too, they have 5 draft picks in this upcoming draft.
That could be trade pieces as well.
All right, Jason, I'll swing to you.
I say that this is future trade capital for the Washington Wizards. I look at this duo of Trae Young and Anthony Davis, and they're not, Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. They're not Jason Kidd and Dirk Nowitzki. You can't really get it done with just 2 superstars in the modern day NBA. You need to build a team around them, and I think that AD will serve as a good trade piece because he's off the books in 2027. So I think in the next year, he's moved for additional trade pieces, and like you guys both said, those 5 picks are going to be useful for whether it be adding depth to this team or trading up in the draft, which is going to be one of the best drafts in the last few years. I think this is just a move that will be leading into another move later on because, again, I don't think that they can get this done. They had Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis as this big 2 a few years ago. I see it happening the same way.
Bradley Beal and Porzingis, really?
Yeah.
That's a little bit disrespectful to Trae Young.
Wow.
I will disrespect Trae Young as much as I want.
All right, that will conclude our NBA trade deadline talk. We're going to swing it to Matthew Goldman and his crew to talk about the Super Bowl coming up in 48 hours away, next on WPTV.